Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna tell you about this beautiful car behind me. It's a Hyundai Ioniq 5. It is a fully EV car, so meaning there is nothing was there before it. It is a model year of 2022. There is not much difference between this one and the newest one, 2023, except like a bigger battery and so forth. But actually, I was gonna tell you like how beautiful it is, how many awards it has won, but I'm not here for that. I'm gonna tell you about my personal experience because I'm an owner of this particular car, of this beautiful car, for 3 months now. So in this review, I'm gonna tell you how practical it is, how efficient it is, how comfortable it is, how it drives, what is the pros and cons about it, and all from my personal experience and my family experience as well. But first, let's talk about the exterior and design. From my perspective, it is absolutely stunning and amazing, and probably you can see it as well. I love the color, I like the body shape, I like how futuristic it is. It reminds me of many cars back in 80s or 90s when automotive industry thought how our future will be looking like. And it reminds me of these like experiments cars like DeLorean and DMC-12 from Back to the Future. And speaking about dimensions and body type, it's something in the middle of SUV and regular hatchback, but just bigger. If you put it between normal cars on the car parking, you will notice that it is just bigger, it looks bigger. It's not from every dimension. So the length of 4600 centimeters, it's wide enough 190 and height is like a 160, but for some reason it looks just bigger than others. Probably because of its bodywork. It's very bold and solid and straight, and it's absolutely amazing. All these details, like a here, like a silver plates, and alloy disc, like these ones are 19s, by the way. These details of like a black covers over the windows and the hidden door handles, of course. Speaking of door handles, it's not in this trim, it's not automatic one. You need to just push on the button right here, and it's opening up. It's a bit weird. I mean, first it's looking like you are just shaking somebody's hands, but you get used to it. And the pros of it is just in winter times here in Latvia when car can be frozen and it's hard to open. This one doesn't prevent you just to crack the ice manually and open the door without any problem. This is about the exterior. Let's talk about the boot. But before opening the boot, let me tell you about this wiper thing. As you see, it doesn't have a wiper, rear wiper, and it's quite annoying actually. It's not much of a problem because you see a spoiler here, it's quite big, and you don't have a situation when this part is completely dirty or in winter times it's like covered with ice and snow. No. But in overall, you see it quite dirty. It's like might be a sand, it might be something else, but it doesn't bother me much because usually I'm looking in the side mirrors and not much on the back one. However, I mean, I would love if they added some point, and I've heard that on Ioniq 5N they are going to add it. I don't know if it's true or not. Another thing I wanted to show you is like a charging port. It's open right here by a button. It's actually pressing up this one, this little one, and it has standard type 2 charging and CCS 1 if you pull it right here. Nothing to talk about here. It has an indication how much power you have left, and yeah, that's it. And the final thing before the boot, it's like a camera, a rear one, Well, from my perspective, it's just it's not useless. I wouldn't say that, but in winter times, especially when you have like a grease and snow and ice, everything thrown from the road, it's becoming absolutely blind sometimes. So you just need to clear it out by your fingers or some cloth. But yeah, I would love it will be covered by a logo or something like on Volkswagen or Audi. But it's not. Not a big deal, but you need to keep in mind it might be a problem. Okay, so finally talking about the wood. Let's open it up. And yeah, let me show it closer. Speaking of boot, it's actually quite big. It's according to the numbers, it's 527 liters, and I can compare it with like a Peugeot 3008, which I had before, and it's kind of a different shape. Maybe it is better because it's wider and but it's a bit narrower. However, one thing which annoy me is this cover right here, because if you take a look, if you close it, it's absolutely useless. You cannot put things into there. You can't pull out things out of there. And I mean, what is the point? Probably it's protecting from the noise, but I'm not so sure because here you see it has significant gaps in there. So I would actually remove it, but for some reason I am carrying it with us. On a positive side though, so it's the size of boot itself. I have a measure tape with me and I'm just gonna tell you how big it is. So if we are gonna like measure it from side to side, so how big it is? It is 103 centimeters wide, 97 deep. It's like a 45 centimeters to the seats or 70 to the ceiling. However, if you would measure from the widest point, it will be 130 centimeters. So imagine how big things you can carry on here. And if you are crazy enough like myself and ever wondering like how big items you can carry on from here to the windscreen, I can say it's about 3 meters long. Other than that, so it doesn't have keyhole right here. I don't know if it's like only in Europe or in the US as well. In addition, you can just fold down the seats. It's 60-40 the proportion, and I will show you how does it look. Let's go. To fold down the seats, you just need to go inside because it's a trade-off. You can move back and forth the seats, but you can't do it from the trunk. So this is a trim with manual handlers, and to just fold down the seats, you just pull it up and voila! So you have almost completely flat floor. Now I'm gonna talk you about the rear seats, and it's plenty of space right here. I feel like I am sitting in a limousine. In front of me, it's a lot of space. I can stretch my legs easily. Above the head, I have plenty of space as well. And I mean, on the wide side, it's wide enough. Trust me. Also, it's very practical. I can move forward and backward the seat as well and recline it. So I can almost just sleep right here on the long trips while, I don't know, my wife is driving. Yeah, no problem at all. Also, I wanted to show you what is available for rear passengers. Window button, heater button, two levels, ventilation, a mesh over here, put some things on it, two USB ports, Type A, and some rubber pad. And the most important thing, it's an outlet where you can actually put everything you want to. For example, charge a laptop or make a coffee, I don't know. What I don't like though, it's ISOFIX points, and you can't even see them from here. You can see this is a demo car and it was before us. This is a scratch on the leather. ISOFIX point just hidden between the parts of the seat. I would want if it has some cover, some plastic cover, because you can just damage your seats. Also, you can open the armrest, few cup holders. They're not very useful because they don't have anything like springs to hold the cups. You have a storage for bottle here, and it's not very big. Probably 0.75 will be put in here without any problems. 1 liter, I'm not so sure. Door handle, it's fine, and materials are pretty soft. This finish is a leather right here, and this one it's like a plastic with some close imitation on that. And really just a few words about the front boot. Ioniq 5 does have it, and in a rear-wheel drive version, it's 50 liters. It's big enough to carry on things like a cable, washer fluid, some brush, and that's basically it. My car didn't come with a Type 2 charger, I bought it myself, but it came with a home charger. Also keep in mind that all-wheel drive version has twice as less size in front, 27 liters. So now let's talk about the interior. I really like it. It's absolutely comfortable. It is stunning in the white color from my perspective, and we especially wanted this white color. So how does it wear off, you would ask? And I would say, no how. We've got this car from the dealer and it was like a 28,000 kilometers on there. Probably you can say how heavy usage it was for this car, but still the interior is quite good. Also about the driver position, what I would complain about, it is this niches or this shape. I'm 180 again, I'm not like a big one. You can see I'm usually driving right here and it can be really painful. It's a bit of a problem. However, if you just move your seat a bit backward, you will be able to sit if you want to. I'm like on the middle of a position, so I still have some space above my head. Also, this central console, it's movable. You can just move it backward or forward. And for example, I don't know, if you're just blocked by on a car parking, you can easily get by a passenger seat. There is no problem. You can actually exit it from here. What I don't like though is the fact that the main USB right here, and there is some storage as well, probably for the smartphone. The point is, when you just connect your phone, you need to place it somewhere. The only place you can put it is like a cup holder. It doesn't make any sense for me. I mean, probably it would be good if they could do it something like a niche right here. Okay, so I wanted to show you how it's looking from the driver's seat. Here is like a space over there and space over here. This glove box is huge. For the bottle, not much of a space here. It's probably, so this one, it's 0.5. Also, you have very good lighting right here, and it's a sensor one. You can just click on it and press, and it will be switching on and off. Okay, so now let's talk about the specs of this particular car. So this is a middle trim, and it was like a bit of confusion because 2021 model had 3 different trims, while 2022 model switched to only 2. However, this is one of the first cars, so it has additional first edition package. It does have a dual LED, a movable central console, a lot of assistance, Bose sound system, premium one. However, it's not like a really good enough color strips in the doors, head-up display, I will show you. It's like has almost everything except 360 camera, but that's basically it. So about the specs. So this is a real wheel driving car, 73 kilowatt hours battery, 217 horsepower, 0 to 100 km an hour, 7.4 seconds, and of course it has like a 800 volt architecture which allows to charge really fast. However, I haven't experienced it yet. By the specification it can charge up to 230 kilowatt per hour, 0 to 90% SOC, state of charge, in just 18 minutes. So now let's talk about the infotainment system and how does it look, what does it provide, and so forth. I have no problem with that at all. Maybe graphics in the map, in the embedded navigation, it's outdated a bit. However, it's not like a very responsive, I would say, but it does have everything it needs. And a SIM card, embedded SIM card, and it does provide this traffic updates and other things. Okay, so let's just start it. It's a 54% of battery, 258 left. It means that in total, currently you see like it's 12 degrees Celsius, and it will be just 480 or even more. Your driver habits and how you drive, what do you set, it's heavily impacting the range of the EV vehicle. And I always just driving in eco mode. You can just put it right here, normal, sport, and if you hold it, you will go into snow mode. So let's stay in eco. Also, over 4,300 kilometers, the average consumption is 18.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and it is including winter time. And in winter time, you get around 340 kilometers Why? Because all the things like AC or heating the cabin heavily impacts on the range. And of course, when you have outside 0 degrees or even -10, in Latvia, I would say average like a -2, -4, you need to actually get it warmed up. And for example, my wife liked to go with like a 22 degrees in the cabin, and on the short distances it just kills the battery, I would say. Also, what you can get for cheap in terms of range, it is the warmer, so you can warm up the seats. I have like a heated steering wheel as well. It is nice. Also, about the cluster itself, it has a plenty of setup. You can go through the different things. It's not much of like entertaining things. Here is a compass, tire pressure, information about the car in front of you, and of course you have blind spot monitors which alerts you if you have a car on the left or on the right on the blind spot. And of course this driving information, the main one I am switching every time to. What is bothering me though, that once you start the vehicle, you need to set up the profile. For example, this is for me and my wife, and changing the user takes significant time. It's like 20-30 seconds. It's a bit of annoying. Also, I've noticed, I don't know why, but sometimes, so for my profile, I just connected my phone. For my wife's profile, she connected her phone. But car, for some reason, doesn't recognize which profile it needs to switch to. And it's just absolutely random, what is my experience, and it's annoying as well. What I like is this EV. It shows exactly what you have left, some energy consumption information you can go to, discharging rate for different parts of the car, climate, electronics, battery care, and driving. This one has like a battery heater, but it doesn't have battery preconditioning, and I'm working with a local dealer to set it up. Let's have some drive. I will show you how like the consumption is and how it is on the move. I can say about this car. So it's pretty heavy. It's almost 2 tons, and it's 40% heavier than I had for Peugeot 3008. But okay, so let's see how it's driving. The camera, it's really good one. Here's some forest road. You can just check how well suspension is working. Because of the big wheelbase, it's really hard to turn it completely, and it's a bit of a pain. But of course, it's a trade-off between the big wheelbase and space for the rear passengers and a turning radius. Okay, so here you can see like it's 37 kilowatt hour. That's because we just was staying on the place without any movement. And of course, this is like a drawback of EV cars. You're actually not going anywhere, but you are consuming battery. But you will see it's going down as far as we go. In terms of performance, I don't have problems with it at all. Of course, Teslas are just has more acceleration, more power, and they're just faster. But we tested it on a car sharing and we didn't like it. I have no problems to just overcome some cars on my road. For me, it's a plenty of power and I have no complaints about it at all. In terms of noise, I would say it's a bit of noisy. It's noisier than Peugeot. But why? So actually the main reason is because you don't have this trunk completely sealed. So you have a gap between rear seats and the trunk. And of course there are some noise coming from Arcus, and that's why. So I'm just putting it on a almost automatic way, and it's steering automatically. It's saying sometimes get your hands onto the steering wheel, but actually it's not an autopilot, of course. It's just some assistance helping you, but well, it helps a lot. Time to time, I'm just using it heavily. Time to time, I'm just not using it, and it depends, of course, on the road state. Okay, so this is my review about Ioniq 5, about Hyundai Ioniq 5. I really like it. This is my first EV experience and it's quite positive. Of course, I wish I had more range on this car because it's never enough. For example, on Peugeot 3008, I could easily do 800 kilometers on one tank. Here it's like a 480 kilometers, but we haven't been on long trips yet across Europe. We are going to test it sometime. But in overall, I really like this car. I love this car. I like the interior. I like the exterior, how futuristic it is, how techy it is. And yeah, everything is fine. I mean, it's spacious. For family, it's perfect because you have a plenty of space and you have a big boot. And yeah, I mean, there is no complaints at all. So I have quite positive experience. Tell me in the comment below what do you think about this car and what would you prefer, Ioniq 5 or for example Ioniq 6 or any other car. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think about it. What can I improve on this video, on a similar video. I will continue to record them and yeah, see you next time. Bye.